Hi, I'm Ibeth Campos, and this is a project that I've been working on, a community project that designed to help a teacher that I interviewed that I know learn how to integrate technology in her lessons. About Miss Everett. Miss Everett teaches at Darner High School. She teaches grades 9 through 12. The subject she teaches is foundation math. In her class, she's allowed to have 10 students with a paraprofessional. She can have 8 students without a paraprofessional. The problems. Miss Everett often faces two problems as a teacher. The first problem is learning how to adapt her lessons to the standards for the class that change. Standards often change, and Miss Everett often has to find herself changing the lessons to meet those standards. The second problem is that students use cell phones during class, and here's a picture of student using cell phone. The technology that's available in her class. Miss Everett has tests on computers like this one up here. She has 9 computers. One is for the teacher and one is for the professional, and the rest are for um, the students. She has Chromebooks. She has 15 Chromebooks with mice and headphones like this one right here. She's also provided with 11 iPads, one for the teacher, one for each student in the class, like this one right here. She has one Elmo, one smartboard, and 11 calculators. The objectives of the lesson. The teacher will use 3 types of technology tools to help students learn in a creative way. The lesson will help meet the problems the teacher faces often in the class. It is an adapted lesson that could help the teacher make sure students meet a standard in a unique way. This could help with the problem of the standards changing because Miss Ever often has to change the way she teaches the lesson. So this could be a unique way that she could try. And it will also help with the problem of cell phone use. What this lesson will do. It will help students meet a certain standard in the class. It will help students be more creative. It will provide students with the practice with some simple math skills. It will provide students with a chance to use their cell phones to learn the material that is being taught in class. The curriculum alignment. The curriculum alignment that this lesson centers on is the Common Core Standard HSA CED A4, which is the basic algebra standard. Students will learn to rearrange literal equations by using the properties of equality. Um, and it also aligns with the IST standard, the standard that analyzes the Empowered Learner Standard, and this standard students will be using technology to help improve practice and demonstrate what they are learning in the classroom. The technology that we used for this lesson is a concept map, an online game, which is a type of instructional software, and Quizlet. The concept map. The Console app is an online tool that can be accessed by going to this link, www.popular.com, and here's a little screenshot of how the website looks and how a concept map will look. This tool allows students to be able to create a digital graphic organizer, so one like this with the main concept right here and the lines going to the connections to the concept that helps them make connections between different concepts. The online game. The online game is a type of instructional software that can be accessed by the link provided below. Here's the website where they will be doing the online game. This is an online game where students will practice how to rearrange literal equations. Quizlet. Quizlet is an online digital flashcards, and this is an example of just how the flashcard will look. This tool can be accessed by downloading the app, and here's any smartphone or an iPhone, or by going to this link. In this tool, students will have access to a set of digital flashcards that they can use to study. The assignments for the tools. The concept map students will have to develop an online concept map. The online game students will have to do the online game to practice the simple equations. In Quizlet, students will practice, read, and study definitions and equations examples. The concept map assignment. Here's an example of how one will look. Um, Students are to make a concept map on the online website on popular.com, and they can do this on the desktop or the Chromebook. They have to include the 7 properties of equality on the concept, so the definition will go right here, and these are the 7 definitions they must include: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, accommodative, associative, distributed, transitive. Those are the vocab words, and the vocab word go right here. Those are the connection to the definition of that vocab word. Students must connect each of the same properties to its definition. They must also add 4 examples of the equations with connections to how to solve it step by step. So they would do one of these boxes, the big ones, and it make the example of the equation, and then draw a line to one of the 2 small boxes with a step by step how to solve that equation. And they must have 4 of those in the concept map. Then after the student's done, they must save the assignment as a picture, so by screenshotting on the desktop or Chromebook, and then they must email it to the teacher for a grade. The online game assignment. The students will play an online game by going to this website, and this is a screenshot of the website. The game focuses on linear equations, just simple equations. Students will practice rearranging the simple linear equations by using the 7 properties. After they complete the game, they will have to screenshot it like this, and then they will send the screenshot to the teacher after it. The Quizlet assignment. In this assignment, students will download the Quizlet app on their phones, or by using the iPads that are provided if they don't have a phone. Students will then log on to the app. They will get to access a set of flashcards that are created by the teacher. The flashcards will consist of vocab words and example problems. Student will practice and read them. After that, they will have to complete any of the activities on Quizlet. So these are right here are the activities that Quizlet provides. They have the flashcards, the learn activity, the write activity, the spell activity where they spell the words. Quizlet could generate a test by the vocab words and examples. The match activity, match the definitions to the vocab, and a gravity game. Students must complete the activity and take a screenshot of it. They must then send it to the teacher for a grade. How the students will be assessed. A test will be created by the teacher and a rubric for the concept map. The rubric for the concept map. Students will be graded based on a rubric. The rubric will consist of 5 requirements the students must meet, and here are the 5 requirements. And the 5 requirements are: was the assignment turned on time? Does it have color? It has all the definitions. Does it have all of the 4 equation problems with step-by-step instructions on how to solve them? And did the student use their time wisely in the classroom to complete the assignment? Then the concept map will be worth 50 points. Depending on how the students do in each requirement, they can either get a 1, 5, or 10. And here, they would either score 0 if they don't do anything, a 1 if they do less than half, 5 if they do half of it, and then 10 if they meet all the requirements fully. The test for the online game and Quizlet. The test will be created by the teacher to assess students on how they learned by doing the online game and Quizlet. The test will be composed of 20 questions in total. 7 of the questions will be vocabulary questions of the 7 properties, so it will be the definition. Students will have to match it with the vocab word. And then the rest of the questions will be equation problems. Students must show their work on all the equation problems. The vocabulary questions will be each worth 1 point. The question problems will be worth 2 points, and they give the 2 points by 1 point for the answer and 1 point for work shown. Most students will gain by doing this lesson. Students will get to do a lesson that is different. Students gain knowledge on technology tools. They will be able to use these skills in the future, like the concept map, Quizlet, and even the game. Students can use their creativity with the concept map. They can make the boxes and the connections and use colors and use different fonts and styles. Students will practice their remembering and understanding skills when doing some of the activities. The online game and the Quizlet is good for this because they'll be practicing those skills and memorizing those definitions.